welcome to Salento with Love. I'm Davide Mengoli and she is Madonna. Yes, well, not the Madonna that you know that was in Lecce a while ago. Actually, she was coming back. I mean, you're probably watching this video a year from now and you're thinking, Madonna was there last week? No, but she was there, and we are at the end of August in 2021. And last week, not her, Madonna Ciccone, she was here in Salento. But anyway, you know, I always get sidetracked. This is an affresco. You have seen this in the previous video, but also you have seen this in the video that I did about this property about a year ago. This is a property that has created so much vibrancy on my channel. Also a property that was introduced in a video by Davu, a fantastic Davu, travels through Italy, and when he comes here in Salento we do collaborations together. And now this property is going to be the source of material of how do we handle refurbishments at Salento with Love. Yes, we have talked about refurbishment. You know, it's one of those things that aligning all the planets, the stars and the galaxy is nothing in comparison to a refurbishment. No, I don't want to scare anyone, but after 31 years since I did my first refurbishment, I think I've put together enough experience, and I can bring enough experience to the table to help a lot of people understanding what is the most important element: time. Yes, how do you get to the finish line in time? And what's time? Well, time is connected to a lot of things. But what is the process? Well, let's step outside first of all, because this video, it's also going to be playing at the same time with an incredible amount of work that we've done with a company, a local company called Cubico, which has got an extraordinary amount of respect for me, because the founder of Cubico, it's one of the best and well-known designers, Enrico Surdo. I mean, it's just fantastic to bring, or to be able to bring people like that to the table, really, of clients that are buying remotely. For me, it's amazing. So what are we doing to this property? Well, first of all, as you can see from the outside, it's got a fantastic, charismatic, I would say, frontage, also because it's a corner property. But as you can see from the video and the render, imagine what it would be like once the property is fully restored and new doors and windows and the facade has been totally cleaned up and beautifully finished. But what about the inside? Well, I think we need to step inside, and you can see from the video render the amount of work that has gone in from the designers from Cubico in bringing together all of those options that, first of all, which is very important, respect the history, but also the location. We are in Salento. There are some elements which you see as you're driving through the countryside, like the cactus or the prickly pears or other things which are very typical of Salento. And I love how those elements have been brought into the design process. But let's talk about the design process. Let's step inside. And here we are inside what I feel it's one of the most beautiful spaces that I've handled in all these years. Now, there are so many others anyway, but this one is particularly special. It must have an incredible energy, because the amount of people that contacted me because of this property, and I can tell you stories about this property. Probably some of you watching this video may have a story to tell about this property, but we're embarking now on the process, and this will be the first video of the refurbishment, and this will probably take a few months to complete. The refurbishment is about to start in September, so not long to go after the Italian holidays. Now, it's taken us a while to get to where we are today with the process that we are offering our clients, which is a very complex process. Now, what's the normal process? Well, the normal process was highlighted in a video that I did about a year ago talking about refurbishing in Italy. And that process still the process, really. You need an architect, you need your quotations, you need more than one quotation, you need to choose your materials, You need to discuss how to distribute the spaces of the environment. You need to see what's possible from a legal point of view. You need to see what's possible from the permissions that you get granted from the local authority. You need to go through the whole of that process. Now, anyone who has purchased a property in Italy or anywhere will know that that process, from purchasing and picking up the keys to potentially getting a building company to start doing any work with permits already in place, could take anything to 6 months, or from 6 months to about a year, which is about right. You need to find your architect, you need to get your quotations, it takes a little bit of time to put them together, you need to choose some of the materials, you need to liaise with the local authorities, and by the time you've done all of that, all of those elements or tasks, then the time is just gone. Now, here on the ground, what do we do? Well, we do all of that because you can't bypass some of those key elements. We do all of that. So when you step in an environment like this, or we step in an environment like this, we know already what the potential of this space could be. And so we start immediately to work with the local designer, the local architect. In this particular case, Antonio Surdo from Cubico, who was responsible for putting together this fantastic design that you are seeing. Can you imagine walking through that door now and having this checked floor with the cementina floor, and then this beautiful contemporary opening overlooking the square in the front? Not to mention, as you step inside here, this very contemporary floor with the 2 arches over there and the kitchen just over there. Isn't that amazing? And a sitting area there, and then this very comfortable space here with 2 bedrooms behind me. Now, isn't that, I mean, that takes an incredible amount of work. And putting all of those elements together, I mean, look at this kitchen. I just want to cook in this kitchen. You may think it's small, but it is a good sized kitchen. For a property of about 100 square meter, you've got a good sized, beautiful kitchen, very contemporary. Look at this amazing cooker here, the hob, with an extractor right in the middle of it. That means that you don't have an extractor fan at the top, taking space away from these beautiful arches and this beautiful star-shaped ceiling that you have here. Isn't that a wonderful thought? Also, how everything it's done in a very minimalist way. So the beautiful elements of the property can actually sing. As we're stepping into the bedroom, the amount of light. Now, isn't it incredible if you look at the floor plan, how the opening over there allows for this little space to create an independent access to the 2 bedrooms and also to the main bathroom of the house. That takes some thinking. Now, you may just get on the plane back and forward until you come up with all those right ideas. And no doubt you will come up with some amazing ideas. You may meet up with builders. I've met up in this building, I'm not exaggerating, probably about 30 to 40 times with different builders, structural engineers, in plumbing engineers, electrical engineers, to get ideas to see what could potentially be done and how could be potentially be done. Now, can you imagine yourself putting yourself through that? Now, remember at the beginning of the video, we talked about one main element, and that is time. How do you want to use your time? Because very often people talk about turnkey property, and properties like this absolutely scare them. Yes, I think you're right to be scared. My friend, my best friend actually, not longer with us, used to say a fantastic phrase. I used to laugh so much. He used to say, don't be afraid, be very afraid. I always thought, what does it mean by that? But it's true. Sometimes it's good to be afraid because you see, when we are afraid, we protect ourselves. And by protecting ourselves, we implement things that save us or safeguard us from bad things from happening. Now, making sure that the refurbishment process is handled correctly right from the start would allow you to relax all the way through. Now, how can it be handled? Well, again, when we talk about turnkey, it's a very interesting word because a lot of people say to me, Davide, I want a turnkey property. And I can see why. No problems. You come in, you come off a plane, and you wheel yourself in, and you've got a property. Now, those properties, first of all, are very rare because we are talking about towns that are getting refurbished at the moment. So people that are selling their properties, maybe they're very few. And when you do find a turnkey, sometimes it's not up to your standard. And if you're very, very lucky, you have a queue. But how can you turn a property like this into a turnkey property? Well, by doing exactly what we've done. Now, meeting up with the right people and bringing the right people to the table allow us to be able to deliver a finished product. The work of somebody like Antonio Surdo from Cubico putting together this wonderful work is not just beautiful to look at. You think, oh, that's pretty. That must have taken some time. That must be really difficult to put together. I can guarantee you that it's extremely hard, very difficult to put together, and you've got to have the expertise to do so. But then without the renders of what this space is going to be like, how can a construction company come up with an accurate price to develop your property? You see, this is a missing link very often. You may do on a little sketch on paper, I want to do this, and I want the bathroom over there, and I want a kitchen over there. And darling, we do want fitted wardrobes in the bedroom. Yes, yes, we do want fitted wardrobes in the bedroom. But you know, the construction company, how's he going to know where you've got your plugs and the type of floor and the ceiling and this plug over there, and the kitchen, you want the fridge there rather than over there, and the washing machine here, and you want a cooker up on the roof? How are they going to know all of that? Well, they're going to know all of that through what you're watching. This fantastic opportunity to turn a property into a virtual property, into a turnkey property, gives also the opportunity for a building company to put together what we call a computo metrico. Now, this is one of the best companies here local. There's quite a few companies, but I've decided to bring these people, which you will see through the process of these other videos, what they're capable of. Now, a computo metrico, it's a little bit more than a quotation that says to you, oh, to do the kitchen over there and to do the bedroom over there and to replace that roof is going to cost X amount. A computo metrico is an extreme detail quotation, which also is turned into a contract between you and the building company, with only a few elements can be altered as a result of some unexpected things happening. But apart from that, the computo metrico gives you an exact price with guarantees of what is going to be delivered. Now, that is what we have actually done for this property. And you're going to see over the next few months things happening in line with the render that you are watching through this video. So much work is gone into putting a package together that allows you to relax wherever you are in the world, allows you to visualize your property. Now, an interesting question you may have. You may think, Davide, I don't like the design. I want something completely different. Well, you are the client. The consultation process allows us, before the design is put together, to come up with a design that is in line with your requirements. Now, that it's really the added value. That's really what you'd call a turnkey property, because the advantage of having a turnkey property in this particular situation is that you know already what the final cost is going to be, and you know exactly what you're going to get. Now, I also promised you that I was going to show you the roof terrace. Yes, in my original video that I did of this property, I think I got so carried away with the alfresco, so carried away with the light, that I didn't show you the roof terrace. Now I think it's time you see the roof terrace in real life and as part of the render that has been put together, and imagine how beautiful it would be to entertain up here in the beautiful months, I would say, of maybe April, May, a little bit of June, and then September. So avoid July and August. It's far too hot, but how beautiful it is. The church in the background, the rooftops all the way around. What a magical space. I always forget the most important part. Before I finish this video, I will suggest to subscribe to the channel and also press the little bell. This will be part of a series, this particular one, because I would like to document step by step the refurbishment of this property. Now, there are also many other properties that we saw today and so many others that have been sold. They're all going to be part of this program of refurbishments. I've picked this one, but who knows? I may pick another one and another one as I go along the way. So stay tuned, subscribe, and remember, stay safe wherever you are.